Michiro's POV. I was running out of air. I could perform one more attack. Mist breathing, first form. Low clouds, distant haze. I couldn't cut through it. I guess it was, except with, what? I hadn't cut through it. I guess it has expected with a chipped katana. It's no use. I'm done for. But I'd be nice if backup arrived. Master, I'm going to die. Send at least 2 Hashira. I look over to see Yin. Maybe my death won't be so terrible if I can see the girl I fell in love with one last time. She had her blade in hand, trying to slice the prison she was in. It wasn't filled with water like mine. Like the demon said, their master wants her back. Yin, I'm sorry. There's a chance you might end up back with him. We got lucky when we found you. I doubt we'll be so lucky again. I'm sorry I couldn't save you. I overestimated my strength because I'm a Hashira. I'm sorry I couldn't protect you. She caught my eyes and she started to cry. She tried to slice it more and more frequently, but then I saw a young swordsmith trying to slice the material I was trapped in open. I didn't understand. If he couldn't slice it open, there was no way he could. There are so many things you should provise over me. Protect the village chief, even though that may be impossible for you. At least gather as many swordsmen as you can and flee. I noticed that one of those creatures were crawling his way. I tried to tell him, but the water made it hard. It sliced his skin. He jumped back and yelled in pain. I then saw it stabbed him in the solar, plexus. He was stabbed in a vile spot. He's a goner. You can't do anything. Why can't you understand that? Hold that word. Hurry up. Flee. Don't stay with me. Don't try to help. There's nothing you can do. He ran up to the water prison and blew some air into it. Then I realized something. Helping others often means you end up helping yourself. I heard Yin and another voice that when I heard something, she didn't say it to me, but someone else did. Human beings are creatures who can tap into unbelievable strength when helping others, Michiro. It was my father. With the air in the bubble, I sucked it in and an attack. Mist breathing, second form, 8-layered mist. I was free, and I started coughing out the water that was in my lungs and pulling out the needles. I pulled the young swordsman to me. Kotetsu. I heard a demon coming to attack us, but I sliced its head and it disappeared. Then I heard another voice. The Mu in Michiro is the Mu in Mugen. Infinity is for the good of others. You can tap into an infinite strength. You are one of the chosen. Then I remember everything I had forgotten. My mother, my father, and my twin brother. I think it's Yushiro. I think that's his name. Your POV. I saw Michiro was able to slice himself free. Then I decided that use a form that was also in the process but I've nearly perfected. Total concentration, angel breathing, 9th form, wings of freedom. I sliced it open and ran over to Michiro, and I think his name is Kotetsu. I think that's his name. Michiro-kun. And I hugged both of them, but then Michiro grabbed my hand, and we both stood up and readied our blades. Then we ran into the hut to save Kanmori and Hanagazawa. I noticed that Hanagazawa was sharpening a sword. I assumed it was the one Tanjiro found. Gyoko was going to kill I can never say these names right. Naomori, but Michiro stepped in, tried to slice him. I stood near Hanagazawa to protect him. The man had a slice on his face, and one of his eyes was crushed. Gyoko let out an attack that seemed like tentacles. It wrapped around Michiro and Kanamura. Hanagawa and me just kind of fell out of the hut. Hanagawa-san, are you okay? I'm fine. Now shut up while I finish sharpening this sword. I had a face of disbelief. Seriously? While this is going on, you're still focused on that sword? Hanagawa, you are truly one of a kind. Jeez. Michiro then sliced through the tentacles with a sword made by Kanamori. I ran over and grabbed Kanamori and put him near Hanagawa so he wouldn't be in the way. Michiro went to chop more tentacles, and while Gyoko was distracted by him, I decided to try and cut his head from behind. I was fast, but was able to disappear to another vase. That's some fast chopping you two have, but it can't match how quickly I move through my vases. Gyoko spoke up near a tree. Oh? I questioned. He responded with, I guess living for hundreds of years caused your senses to become quite dull. I said, then a bunch of blood sprouted out from his neck, and he was slowly healing since I was using my 8th form, Heavenly Light. Next turn, I'll cut off your head. We can't afford to keep playing around with you and these vases. Michiro chimed in. Gyoko covered the wound with his weird tiny hands. Don't mock me, boy, he told Michiro. The two then went on battling insults each other, and I got to witness it too. I'm not mocking you, I'm just stating a fact. In any case, I'm going to cut off your head and kill you. I mean, I sort of feel like I'm in incredible shape right now. I wonder why. I look at Michiro and noticed a weird mark on his face. Even your tone is an insult, you brat. You've only been alive for about 10 years. Gyoko totally got his age wrong. Like, yeah, he's kind of short, but not that short. He's still growing since he's in his early teens. Say, what would you like, but there isn't a single thing about you I can respect. The way you look, the way you talk, you're just disgusting. God, I can't speak today. Gyoko then went into a vase behind him after Michiro said that. You're just too poor and uncultured to understand my beauty. Regimented and elegant. Even if you show a cockroach a book, it can't read it. But you're the one who looks like he's... I'm sorry. Scrummage around filth. Shut up, vermin. Your limbs are too short for your blade to reach my neck. Yin-chan was actually able to cut my neck. No, I could reach your neck, but Yin-chan is really quick. She's great. Much greater than you are by a long shot. Anyway, your arms and legs are shorter, or where you're talking to yourself just now. Sorry for interrupting. I blushed at the compliment that Michiro said about me being great. Ho ho, what a childish provocative. You seem disgraced. It's embarrassing. Did you think I can't do this anymore. Gyoko would undo with such prattle? Michiro tilted his head and said, 2 times. I just noticed is the vase leaning to one side. It doesn't look symmetrical. What sloppy workmanship. That was definitely gonna set Gyoko off. Nothing makes him madder than someone insulting his work. That's because your eyeballs are bulging. He got so mad that some blood vessels burst out of his face. What about my vase? It's warped. He pulled out a ton of vases behind him. Then he sent a ton of those killer fish. He sent them towards Michiro. While he was doing that, I ran towards him and used Heavenly Light, while Michiro used a mist form to cut all the fish. I sliced his head, but it wasn't really a skin. It was like an empty shell. It was like a snake shedding its skin. Ugh, what a pain. Would you please stop jumping onto the trees? Michiro said, appearing next to me. Now I show you to my true form. Oh, okay. You two are only the third people to ever see this. That's quite a lot. Michio was still insulting him. Shut up! Once I get this serious, no one has ever survived. Oh, wow. Shut your silent mouth, you stupid bat. Yin-chan, can't you control this uncultured swine? I love doing this, if you can't tell. He then presented his final form. This transformation scales are stronger than diamonds. I developed this form inside my face. He seemed to have a full body, but the bottom half were like a snake. Kneel before this perfect, beautiful form. Michio had no reaction. I was actually kind of impressed, so I gave a smile and made a little heart with my hands. Then it was quiet for a few seconds. Say something, you turquoise-haired dunce. You really got under my skin, you miserable brat. Why can't you appreciate good art like Yin-chan? No, it's just you told me to shut my mouth. Also, I'm not at least a bit surprised. Me and Michio jumped out of the way since he came in for a punch. Each time he punched the ground, fish came out. Didn't you tell me not to flee into the trees? What a pain. No, it's just that stink. My nose can't handle it. I checked on Hinagawa and Kanamori to see them fine. Hinagawa is still sharpening that sword. I sighed as I shook my head. Gyoko was going on about his physical capability and demon art. Even the strings that attack are pointless if they don't hit. Michio cuts in with a kind of creepy smile. The two went back into fighting, but what I noticed was that the mark on Michio's face was separating more and more and was more noticeable. He then became faster. Gyoko couldn't even keep up. 1 minute he's there, and the next he's not. It was as if he was shrouded in mist. Do you think you're the only one who wasn't being serious before? Then he sliced his neck, Gyoko's head, and fell off. This is the end. Goodbye. You don't even need to be reborn. I went to where his head laid. Yin-chan, this isn't happening. Wonderful me being killed. Tell me that this is just an illusion. I put his head on my lap as he ranted. I'm sorry, Gyoko, but you have been slain. This is a farewell. Just so you know, when I was trapped inside the Infinity Fortress, I greatly enjoyed your art that you showed me every day. When I would wake up, I would see that beautiful face you made just for me. Would bring me a smile on my face. Even in that dark time, that one piece of art you made brought a smile on my face. Not all your art is evil. I wish you used your artistic ability for better purposes. He then started to slightly cry. As Gyoko was about to disappear, he used the last of his strength to do something. Yin-chan, check behind the tree. You got up with his head and checked behind the tree. You gasped and your eyes sparkled when you saw it. Oh, Gyoko, you didn't. Right in front of you was the vase that he made for you when you were captured. P.S. You can think of any vase you want. Well, you just said how much you loved it, so you should have it. Put it in your home. Put flowers in it. Put a head like Doma in it. Or leave it as it is. Whatever makes you happy. I'm glad to meet you, Yin-chan. I feel lucky to die in your arms. Live a wonderful life. Goodbye, Yin-chan. Farewell, Gyoko. I grabbed the vase and hid it somewhere where it was safe, and no one would find it. Then I went to Michio. Kanmori was asking him if he was okay. He kept saying he was fine. Then I patted his head, and he turned to me. Miyu-kun, you're everything but fine. He then started foaming at the mouth and fell straight to the floor. Kanmori started freaking out, and I started to lay his head on my... On here it says ass, but I think it's supposed to mean lap. Ooh. I wiped the foam from Michio's mouth. Then I checked his face and body for injuries. While that was happening, Komori brought the ghost of Gotetsu was haunting us, but no, Gotetsu was indeed alive. He explained that the blood is from his arm. It was protecting his bleeding. As for his stomach, it was protected by a hilt that Tanjiro wanted on his new katana. I wrapped up Michio where he had his injuries, along with putting ointment on his injuries as well, and having him drink some claiming and healing water. Miyu-kun, you're absolutely incredible. Rest. I'll take care of you. Yin-chan, I trust you with my life. You're ever more incredible. You're an angel. No, a goddess sent from heaven. Words can't express how much I love you. Love you so much, it almost hurts. Just a glance in those eyes are enough to send me into pure bliss. I love you. Michio thought about to fall asleep. One of you please watch over Michio-kun. I got up, laying his head on my folded hori. I need to help my other friends.